What's up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and Dope Living TV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man, Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy, Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
What's happening? What's happening, my people? What's happening? Guess what? We have another great show for you guys. Today, we have a few more of the Distinguished Authors Guild winners. Now, if you have not viewed the recording from the show, which was November 10th, I encourage you to do so because I'm going to tell you, that is an hour and a half of great entertainment. So I'll be posting the link for you to see it, for everyone to view it, for everyone to enjoy it. I'll be posting that sometime, probably after the show, immediately after the show. So go ahead and enjoy it, give feedback, get prepared for next year. 2025 is knocking at our door. We will be back here. You know, November will be coming so soon. If you have what you feel is an award-winning book, submit your book. Registration is coming out in January, the first week of January. We have some awesome things that will be available to the recipients. So, man, if you thought that this year was a high, next year is going to be even higher. But I'm going to bring my brother on. But before I do that, I want you to know that the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. And I'm about to bring my affiliate on. Not just my affiliate, but my big brother. What's happening, Momo?
Hey, what's going on, sis? Hey, Jay just hit me up about the link. You want to send him the link?
I sent him the link earlier. Did he?
Yeah. So what's happening, family?
Yes, you know what? We have had a wonderful time with the Distinguished Authors Guild authors. I'm telling you.
Been a great thing. Yeah.
They are so, I don't know why, but they seem to get better and better and better after each interaction. And I don't know if the confidence level is going up, but I'm going to tell you, we can sit back and just let them run the show.
That's what we're going to do. When they get on, we'll let them battle it out, and we just put some comments in there every once in a while. Maybe we'll take some comments in or something, huh?
There you go. We can sit back in the audience. But You know what? The books are phenomenal. They have been nominated as award-winning books. The authors had a wonderful night. I'm gonna tell you, they had more than a wonderful night. They had like a wonderful 6 months.
Wow!
It was just a fantastic ride from beginning to end. And guess what? It hasn't ended. It has not ended. We are still working on getting them exposure, getting their books out there. We're still working on that, Mo.
Yeah. This was actually the first time I had it in person. Normally I'd be watching like everybody, watching that second. That's because I wasn't able to make it out to Las Vegas. But I had made plans this year. I was like, yeah, we're going, baby. And my wife was like, yeah, we are. Because it looked like it's fun.
I'm so glad it was worth the trip.
Because that was 500 miles I'd do again. You know what I mean?
Oh, and you know what, Mo? You were rubbing the little elbows too.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit.
But you know what? People probably don't even know that this is the guy right here. This is the guy who does those videos for Distinguished Authors Guild. And you know, the behind the scene people don't get their accolades. But Mo, I have to give you your accolades because you're so creative with it. And year after year is different. And year after year, I'd be like, you know what, Mo can't do no better than this. And year after year, you do better than you did last year. So I have to give you your flowers, Mo, because a lot of people don't know you are the one who creates those videos. And you are so good at it.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. I needed that. I'm finna help out some old sisters, you know, that we had on the other night with the financial deal. I got an awesome idea for them. And so I'm gonna help them out. That's gonna be a beautiful thing.
Awesome. Well, you know what? When they see your work, it's mouth dropping. I mean, I'm like, wow, look at this. So just keep doing what you're doing, Mo. We appreciate you so much, so much. But you know what? We're gonna bring our guest on because we got to bring them on as winners now. Before they came on as nominees, now they are coming on as Distinguished Authors Guild literary winners. And that just took them to another level. So let's bring on our first author LaTanya Woodson. What's happening, girl?
Good evening.
What's going on?
How you all doing?
We're doing great. And you know what? I see LaTanya. She is so motivational. I'm getting ready to join me a gym, LaTanya. You see, LaTanya, she's working. I'm telling you, she's motivational. I'm telling you, she has motivated me. I'm getting ready to join me a gym.
I'm gonna tell y'all. You know, me and Marianne got us a little membership and stuff, and we had that thing for a year. Didn't go one day.
I'm going,
we were paying
Mo.
for a whole year and didn't go one day. I mean,
I'm going.
I thought I was going too.
And this is not a New Year's resolution.
Vitamin T. Shout out to Vitamin T Fitness, located in Maryville. Spin class.
I would love the spin class. I got to get with you on that. The spin class is so
you got
fun.
to join me one day. You got to join me. I'll call you and give you the schedule.
You know, I did the Zumba music, you know, for the Zumba classes here in Nashville, and it was crazy because you know all I could think about was when we used to roller skate. That's what I put myself in mind. We used to roller skate back in the day, and I put myself in mind. That mix came up like this. I was like, yes. People showing up talking about, Mr. Mo, can you do us another mix? Because we wore this one out.
Wow.
That Zumba mix, that Zumba's a trip. It is a trip.
It's fun. It's fun.
Let's
bring on our next author. We don't want to leave him hanging too long. I'm going to bring on author Bobby Strutton. And Bobby is here to talk about her book, Walking on the Streets of Gold. Man,
Bobby.
Streets of Gold. That means gold. When you think, what do you think about when you hear that? When you hear that title, Mo? What do you think about?
I think about
Walking on the Streets of Gold.
I think about heaven.
I do too. I do too.
I mean, that's exactly what came to mind. It's like walking on the streets of gold. And I'm thinking, you know, everybody done went before us. You know, they was in the church. You know, they're gonna be like, so you here, Negro? Yes, I am. I'm here. I am, and I'm walking in it. You know what I mean? So, yes, I make it.
That's what came to my mind too. That's what, and we're gonna get a little bit more deep into you guys' books in a minute. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring on our other author, Jay Vinson, because Jay is another award-winning literary author.
Hey, that's the dude right now.
What's happening, Jay?
Hey, how y'all doing?
You relocated already, right?
Relocated?
I thought you were relocating to, or are you just moving to another church?
Oh, you're talking about church? Yes. I've already transitioned at the new church now.
Okay. Ooh. He's walking on the streets of gold.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So we, you know, I had the feedback from the books, and all of the nominees, all of the books were great books. All the feedback was great. And of course, in every category, there's only one book that may be chosen. And you guys had the books that were chosen. LaTanya, talk to me about how you felt when your name was called to come on that stage and get that award.
If you could have seen my face.
We did.
I'm like, I had to sit there for a moment. And it's not that I didn't think it was an award-winning book. This is my first time. This is my first time around. And I am among so many talented and creative authors. It was just a blessing to be in the room. I'm just being honest with you. And before I say anything more, I just want to thank you, Miss Gina, because I know I've told you this and I shared so many times. What you get just being a part of D.A.G is priceless. And I had to call you one time because I was overwhelmed.
Wow.
I was really overwhelmed. I was pleasantly overwhelmed. But I told her I can't keep up because it was just so much. And working with Miss Gina and working with Dr. Carolyn Stevens and the amount of time they spend with each author, you can't, it's priceless. You can't get it anywhere else. So I just want to thank you so much for the opportunity. And just it seemed, you said it was 6 months, but it seemed longer. But I did not, I mean, I was astonished, I was happy, I was emotional, and the only thing I could say was praise God. This was
Amen.
Walking on that cushion of air.
Yeah,
that's
and
right.
I was truly overjoyed.
That's awesome. Well, I am so happy to hear that, because the whole purpose is to honor authors on that night and let people know that they have worked hard to write and publish these books. Like, this was a journey. You know, some of these books, I'm pretty sure behind doors, authors cried, they laughed, you know, they put the book down and had to come back, you know, maybe weeks later, months later. And so that's what the whole night is about, to honor all the hard work that you guys put into your books. Well, Bobby, this is a first. Oh, go ahead, Mo. I'm sorry.
No, I said it inspired my wife to pick up a pen and jump into this computer over here and get down. So she's going to write a book. Maybe she'll be on it, walking on the cushion of air next year. Let's hope so. But it ain't rigged, okay? We're going to put ours in like everybody else. So.
Go ahead, Marianne. I'm rooting for you.
She don't want
just do a couple of hours, maybe an hour before you go to bed, an hour
the first one.
When you get up, you know. It only takes a little bit of time.
She already done finished the first one, and she's working on illustration.
Wow. So, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, she's doing
so she didn't just start yesterday then?
No. She's doing children's books. You know, the little things that, because we got grandbabies, and our grandbabies, you know, it's actually modeled after Chase and Gia, and she got a head full of stuff, and she just she went into it and wrote it all down, and she knows the illustration wants to be and everything. So,
well, being a part of this whole experience, it certainly inspires you to go further. And since, you know, Learn, Release, Walk, I was working on a children's book, and just being a part of D.A.G and networking and interacting with some of the mentors helped me to launch my children's book series, What's Up Romeo series, and we'll get into that later. But that's just the benefit and the blessing of being a part of D.A.G.
Cool. Okay. It's very cool. You know, you say that, and I don't never take networking lightly, especially with people like minds and like businesses, because that is where you learn the most. Believe it or not, you'll be surprised how many business links you come up with, by networking and being successful, and them helping you not fall into those pitfalls and things that they fell into. You'll be surprised how
Right.
much networking helps along with that.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes, definitely. And that's part of what the gala does, that networking. And there were times when I had considered eliminating the gala, but I get so much feedback from the networking and being able to, connect with other people, finding some of the things that they're doing. Maybe I can help you go in a direction that you're trying to go in, or maybe they can help me go in a direction. So yeah, people, they have talked me out of it. No, we need that, what is it? An hour and a half, I believe. Yeah, an hour and a half of that networking does so much. Bobby, I know that this is a first time for you. This is the first time, correct? First time. This is your first book. Were there any struggles with you? Because your mom is on the cover. And when I say there are times, I'm sure when authors have had tears in their eyes, had smiles on their faces. How was it writing a book with your mom on the cover and dedicating a chapter to her?
Well, the whole book is her, but the beginning of it was easy because she was with me. And so we're on the phone, we're in person,
Wow.
We're eating supper, we're riding around town, stuff like that. So it was no biggie. I mean, I'm with her, encouraging her. Listen, Mama, your voice is gonna be heard. Which the whole foundation is. She just wanted to be able to say her truth about her relationship with God, not from a church standpoint, not from family or social circle. She just wanted, this is what I mean to say about God. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't need your input. I don't need your feedback. Right?
Right.
And so that's the whole foundation of the book. She was with me. So we're gathering this over a number of years. And so she passed. And when she passed, the actual book was in good shape, but I wasn't, because she's not here anymore. And there were times I just put it away. I wasn't going to do that. Because what we talked about is that the book would remain in her vernacular. So it's her voice. It's not correct English. It's not maybe sometimes it's a little inappropriate, politically incorrect, however what people want to put it. That was the point, is that she wanted to say it like she said it.
Like she was saying.
Right. So it sounds just, those are her words. None of that is added in. Not even my voice is in this book. It's just her. So yeah, Gina, I stopped writing on it, and just decided it would be a personal memoir, something like that. But I had great people that supported me. I thank God for my husband. That's a 24/7 deal right there, encouraging me. And then Dr. Barbara Whitehead of Kingdom Publication. I mean, without her, I know I would not have done this, at least to get the printed copy. Joyce Malone, I mean, she did editing. She honored my mama so much that she corrected the grammar, but she didn't take away her voice. And then by the time Dr. Stevens comes along, I mean, I don't think she know how to think that God can't do anything, because she starts out with, oh yeah, this is how we're going to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So between her and Dr. Barbara, then, I'm looking around and here's the book, the printed book, the copy. My mama's there, words are there, mission accomplished. D.A.G, on the other hand, like you, LaTanya, D.A.G, on the other hand, came alongside. They come alongside an author not to rewrite their vision, but they come along to make sure that your vision has a platform. It has and a vision to be seen by others, not just through your eyes. And so they, like Latanya, I mean, when they came in, I wasn't overwhelmed. I just knew that don't call them and tell them a problem if you don't want an answer. You tell them, I don't know how to do this. They got technical support, honey. They got graphic support. Everything you need, DA.G provides for an up-and-coming author. And I believe, even though I'm not a seasoned author, I can see in Gina, they're in there for the long haul. Thank you all so much.
No problem. You know, sister, I'm gonna tell you something. I have my biggest hero in my life is my daddy, and you know, his brothers and my grandfather, they used to tell me this. They say, when we going away from here, that energy is gonna transfer to you. And I'm thinking, what are you talking about? Now that I'm older and they're gone, I understand fully. And what you just said, that walking on the streets of gold, oh sis, you just don't know. It's all up in you. It's all up in you. She right there with you. And that face right there on the front tell me, I don't take no mess of nobody.
Right? Definitely.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, she was a woman that had to really live the faith that she talked about. So that particular picture right there was after she'd had I think she'd had a couple of heart attacks, and she had a stroke, and she had open heart surgery at that time on that picture. And it was difficult, from the stroke and all. But she still maintained what I call that glory class. Even when she was passing, she said, listen, I'm getting tired, and God gonna give me some rest. And what's gonna happen is I'm gonna leave here, but I'm gonna be walking on streets of gold. I am not leaving here to go to a worse place. No, she asked God this: God, let my last days be my best days. And he honored that. My mama came up through the slavery eras in the 40s. And, I'm not young enough to really remember it like her, but yeah, she didn't just hear about slavery. They knew about it.
Yeah, firsthand.
So she was determined that God saved her, and she wants people to know, when you get the book, you're going to know that God does more than food on the table, clothes on your back, shoes on your feet, and he's definitely not stuck on Sunday and Wednesday nights. God is
Say that again. Say that again.
Yeah, I know. I grew up in God Christ. Trust me, I know. Church, priest, church, and more church.
Well, you know what I've noticed with Jay, I noticed your mom and dad, they are a huge support, and it is so obvious. So what's it like to have support like that? Every author doesn't have support like that.
Well, I would say that first and foremost, I want to thank you again, Ms. Gina, for giving us all the opportunity to actually be on tonight. I also thank Greg, and I also thank Mo for giving us this space tonight as well. But I would say my parents has been my biggest support system way before I became an author and an entrepreneur. Even when I went to them and told them that God had given me a vision to do more than just preach the gospel, because so many times most leaders, they get content where they just preach and preach and preach, and they don't have anything else to do. But I know that God called me to be different and do more than just preach the gospel. And when God told me to write this book, I went to my parents and told them that what I was doing, and my mom and my father said, if God told you to do it, go ahead and do it. And throughout the entire time of me writing the book and just doing what God told me to do, and even just make the vision plain, even today, my parents still support me. And even with the things that I have going on now, my parents, I know they will still continue to support me no matter what, even though my father sometimes may not want to support me, but my mother always gets on to him about support the son.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yes, sir.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
And even with my parents, my other biggest support system, even though he wasn't able to make it to Chicago, is my only brother. He's my biggest support system as well. And those three individuals, I would say, they have really supported me throughout this entire journey and entire process of not just writing this book, but even my previous books as well, and even being a business owner and entrepreneur altogether.
Awesome. Well, let me ask, because I saw the documentary and I know that had to be very, very hard to do. The documentary is great. We're going to see this documentary in the Black Film Festival in 2025. I'm speaking that into existence.
Yes, ma'am.
But that documentary, your mom had to talk about something very tragic that happened in you guys' life. How was she able to do that?
Well, I actually went to her and basically asked her, would she be interested in doing this? And she had to pray about it first because it wasn't easy for her to just come out and just talk about it. Because even though this happened in 1989, where her sister was murdered, even years later, she still found it hard to actually forgive that man who took her sister's life. And even over time, she knew that she had to eventually forgive. Like I tell anybody that if you lose a loved one, whether if it's through gun violence or whatever it may be, um, it's not going to happen overnight to actually forgive that particular person who took your loved one life. Even I say this in the book that I talked about. We all know what happened in 2020 when we was
Locked down.
locked down. Yes, sir. In Brunswick, Georgia, I talked about how Ahmaud Arbery, how he was gunned down by two white men, and he was just running in his neighborhood, just getting some cardio in, and he was gunned down by these individuals. And his parents, especially his mother, I know she found it hard to forgive that man who took her son's life. And I use that as a scenario to actually paint a picture to anybody who may have lost a loved one, especially my mother, how her sister was murdered in the presence of her then 2-year-old son. And even with that, like my mother, she went on and did the documentary. And even throughout the time where we was actually doing the production, we had to take different takes because she got very emotional. But and the other gentlemen who was there that was a part of the production, and even their relatives, they was there as well. We all basically consoled her and basically told her just to take her time of doing this because it was very emotional for her to actually just talk about this. And so after we actually finished the entire documentary and how everything came out, it came out real well, I would say, especially with her actually getting through this.
Wow. And if you guys haven't seen it, I think you submitted the documentary, dropped it in the group. Take a look at it. It's very professional. I really enjoyed it. I sat there and I watched it all the way through. Are they able to see the replay?
Yes, ma'am. It's on my YouTube channel. Also, I'm gonna post it again tonight with how they can actually go on the website to actually watch it if they not able to access my YouTube channel. So just be on the lookout tonight when I'm going to post it on my Facebook page.
Awesome. I encourage you guys to take a look at it. The documentary is very well done. The video is very well done. It was very professional. Like I said, 2025, we will see Jay on the big screen, not just as an author, but as a producer?
Author, writer,
exactly. So keep your eyes open for that. And this is what I love about the Distinguished Authors Guild authors. They don't just write books. You guys do so much more. It's not just let me write a book and drop it on Amazon. You know the importance of it. each and every one of you guys view this as a business, and that's exactly what it is. Writing your book and publishing your book is a business. And so you have found different ways to market it, to put it out there, to, reinvent it. And that's what you have to do when you have a book. Maybe the next book will come along that will reinvent your first book, or the third book will reinvent the first and second. But there's other things in between that you guys are doing that keeps it alive.
Yep.
Now, Tanya, let's talk about what you're doing, because you're doing some big things that's coming out in 2025.
Yes. Well, first of all, I just completed my website, my Learn, Release, Walk website that's going to be launching. I would say in a couple of days. My developers, I've been working with them, and we just have some tweaks that we need to work out. So I'm very excited about that. Again, all of this stuff that's happening to me, it's in God's on timing for me. I never would have thought this was going to happen to me, when I first when I was writing Learn, Release, Walk. When I launched Learn, Release, Walk, a couple people said, "Where is the workbook?" Well, you can write in Learn, Release, Walk. I have sections where you can write in it. You can journal. You can date it, so you can go back to see your progress. And don't you know they don't want to write in a book? And I said, they said, I don't want to write in the book. We want a workbook. So I took this to Dr. Stevens, and she now has the book, and we're going to be working on a workbook. She's going to help me to execute a workbook. So I'm prayerful. I'm excited because it will further my brand, and it will open up some other doors for me. So I'm looking forward to that as well. And then also I launched a children's book. It's called What's Up, Romeo. It's a 3-part book. The first book is pertaining to safety, and the book series addresses the children essential skills that children needs to know pertaining to safety, diversity, mental wellness, but it's seen through an eyes of a dog. So the first book was launched, and we're about to launch the second book in a couple of weeks. What's Up, Romeo? My Friend Is Different, So What? And it offers poems. It offers a storyline that children from toddlers to about 8 years old will be able to enjoy reading. So it's a lot that's going on in my world. I am very thankful. Again, I'm thankful to D.A.G. I'm thankful to everyone because all of the authors, we empower one another, we inspire one another. I am so inspired by author Jay and author Bobby. Whenever I listen to them and I listen to their story, I learn from that as well. I can identify with both of them because Learn, Release, Walk was dedicated to my mother. She's no longer here with me, but it was dedicated to her because as women, we have a lot on our plate, and we take care of everybody and everything. And the last person that we take care of is ourselves. And I truly believe that, mental health and wellness has been a thing, since forever, but it's not maybe within the last decade, and especially since the pandemic, we are now talking about it more freely and being more comfortable with it. Because at first we was not talking about mental health.
Nope.
Okay, because I can remember talking about it with my mother, and my mother would say, "No, I don't believe in that." When I know that she needed self-care. But she didn't want to talk about it because a lot of church folks, or we feel that no, we'll take care of
Taboo.
our
That's
medical
taboo.
things. It's taboo. And
God does have everything, but sometimes he putting those people towards you. Hey, you need to go get your help. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
He will put things out there for us to get help, but we don't recognize that that's what's happening, and especially like you say in African American families.
Oh yeah.
We didn't talk about those things. We didn't
No.
go speak to therapists and anything like that. All of that is kept behind closed doors.
It's a stigma associated with mental health, a strong stigma that we have to constantly address. I was at church one Sunday, and I think I told this story before, where the pastor, during prayer call, an altar call, he asked for members to come up if they needed prayer, for any illnesses or any health issues, and some members came up. But when he asked for people to come up that needed depression addressed, stress, anxieties, having a broken heart, grief,
Everybody move.
almost everybody in the church moved. And I'm going to tell you, most of the people that was up front was children and teenagers.
Wow.
Children and teenagers. Crying.
I can believe that.
They can't sleep at night. They didn't have an appetite. It was mind-blowing, and it was educational for me, because when I was growing up, or when we were growing up, we grew up at a time where when grown folks talked, we had to leave. So we were very naive on a lot of things.
Or the other one, whatever went on in this house stayed in this house.
Stays in the house. That's right. That's right.
Correct. Well, I went to a school not too long ago, an elementary school, and they were learning about mental health. And it's okay to talk about when you're sad and when you're depressed. When I was in the second and third grade, I wasn't talking about that.
We talk about recess.
Okay, we was
right. Cookies and milk.
Right.
Right. So
shortbread cookies, pizza. That's what's on our mind.
Exactly. So we need to normalize this conversation about mental health and self-care. It's needed, and that's what Learn, Release, Walk is pertaining to.
I think that would help us identify a lot of things, in our schools and, in our social lives. People can help each other by just that right there, learning how to talk about it. Because again, I know my generation, you didn't learn it. It was a thing to where, people would, be talking. You can hear your parents talking about somebody that had a problem. Say, yeah, they crazy. That's the first thing to come out their, mouth. Don't mess with such and such because they got some problems.
Yes.
And stayed away from that person. But I mean, we can't do that. We just
right.
Can't do that.
Well, you know what? All of those topics are needed. Mental health, and then we need the relief too, the funny, the made up. We need that. I remember when I was in school, I would get out of school every day and run to the library, and I would read a book, several books, and it would take me away from my environment. It would put me anywhere I wanted to be. I could be in London. I could be on the moon. I could be in China. Wherever I wanted to be, I could find a book that would put my mind there and just let my creativity feel like I'm in that place. And that's what books do for you. Good books do that for you. But I want to know from Jay, what part of the process with Distinguished Authors Guild was the most exciting or interesting to you?
Wow, that's a great question.
You know, we went through a lot of phases. There were days when we had to take time just to talk about how to do social media. There were days when we had to talk about, you know, what to do to market your book. There were days when we had to talk about, you know, you need to get your face in these other different rooms. So which part did you find most beneficial to you?
I'll probably say get my face in different rooms. The reason why, because what I realized over the years, especially being connected with D.A.G, in order for everybody to know about your book, you have to basically be a part of. You have to basically be a part of different things, and also be around other people who is on the same page as you. And even for people to know about your book and know about your name, you have to be visible as well. So that's what I learned over the years, and even being connected with D.A.G, and even being connected with different platforms that are connected with D.A.G, and even through different podcasts, and even just different platforms overall, and just being more visible, and just talking about my brand, talking about my book, and even talking about how I actually got started as being a business owner.
Hmm. At what point, besides your family, at what point did others feel that you were an author? You know, you tell people you're an author and they really don't believe it. They don't believe it. So at what point did people outside of your family really take you seriously?
Well, I guess using social media heavily. I'm big on using those platforms. So I guess
I see you everywhere, Jay. Jay is on social media. I'm telling you, he had it on lock already.
So I probably would say just using social media heavily. I would say this way before I became a business owner. I really didn't care a lot about social media because I was more hands-on with people, and than just being behind a computer or a device. But what I realized is being a business owner, you have to be visible, and not just in person, but even using social media as well. So that's what I've been using this tool called social media a whole lot, and even people outside of my family, they begin to see my content, begin to see my brand, begin to see my books that I've been writing, and people has really been checking me out, not just social media, but even online as well. Because what I realized, the more that you are in publications like articles, published articles, that is visible everywhere, all over Google, and that's really how I actually became more visible all online and stuff. And people all out the country. One gentleman I've been talking to, he's in Nigeria, Africa, people in California, people in different states. They've been reaching out to me about how can they actually partner with me, how can we collaborate together. But it's all about just being visible, and that's how I was able to actually connect with other people that I never thought I would never connect with.
You're worldwide now, huh?
Worldwide award winning.
What about a comic book? Come on, can anybody on the panel say that they're getting ready to write a comic book? No, but nobody want to write a comic book. You know, comic books were the in thing, you know, when we were growing up. I mean, I know some of my friends that used to collect comic books, but that's something we don't see a lot of. So I need somebody to bring the comic books back.
Man. It's just hard to break in there because you got Marvel, you got DC, you got so many different outlets that are just killing it right now. And I'm not saying it can't be done. It takes a special person to do that. I mean, you got to have imagination biggest Texas because
That's true.
I mean, some of that stuff they be coming up with on like on Marvel alone. You think about the stuff they come up with and how they match stuff up and bring, the situations and the storylines together. They got 20, 30, 40 people writing on that one storyline. So I mean,
right.
it's it's gonna take a person with imagination big as Texas. I mean,
it could be done, Mo. It could be done. It could be
I know
done.
it can. It's gonna take a special one, right, Jay?
Yeah.
Why look.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jay, let's get it done. Let's get it
You've
done.
been nominated to write the official Dope Living.
I would love to have that
book.
category, though. I would love to have a category of comics. That would
The
be
official
so awesome.
Dope Living TV comic book. You have been.
Well, I may not know how to or have the passion to do the comic book, but I sure have a connection. I have somebody already in mind who's been doing comic books for a number of years. So
really,
yeah. So maybe coming up in 2025, D.A.G will have an official book submission from a comic writer.
That works.
I would love it. I would love it.
That's
that's a whole different type of reading to me.
Yeah.
Imagine this. Ain't nobody touched that lane in a long, long, long time.
A long time,
come up with something interesting enough that could be super, super successful. That lane has been open and it's been dumped in by, like I said, the majors, and it's mostly movies. It's not that tangible that you have in your hand, feeling your fingers and going through the actual pages and looking at the illustrations and bringing out that imaginative stuff that's in there. So I mean, the lane is open. You just got to create a character that fits now. We already know about the Hulks and the Iron Man and the Superman. We already know about them. Let's do something else.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, I'm gonna give a shout out to Luther Jackson in Florida.
All right, Luther.
Okay, Luther. Come on, Luther.
Bro.
Luther, this is your cousin giving you a shout out, man. You need to go ahead on and let's get you hooked up and bring the Lazarus boy into the world of D.A.G.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Come on. Wait. You just can't throw that teaser out there and give us a preview. The Lazarus boy. Wait a minute. Hold on. We already see Streets of Gold. What are you talking about now?
Well, I learned a few things from my supporters, Dr. Stevens and Dr. Barbara Whitehead. So just know there's a Luther Jackson that you all are going to be extremely excited to meet. And he's the one that's going to introduce the Lazarus boy.
Woo.
Okay.
That sounds like that's going
listen,
to be
I'm keep tapping on your shoulder, Bobby. Where is the Lazarus boy? If I don't see it,
we're going to have to find out who Luther is.
Yeah. Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to have any illustrations, would you?
Well, I tell you what, if y'all give me a second, I'm all into that.
Here we go.
You just started something, Mo. You just started something.
You see an exclusive right here on Dope Living TV, the Luther
That's
effect.
right. What's next for you? What's next for you, Jay?
Actually, like Latonya just said, Dr. Carolyn has been working with me as well. We're in the process of completing a workbook. I've been promoting it. It's called Moving Past Your Pain Workbook. It's basically going to be for educators, pretty much really for the public, but I'm really targeting educators, student athletes, clergy, because what I realized that a lot of people in clergy needs this as well, because we've been hearing a lot of pastors who have committed suicide, have taken their life. It's because most of them are burnt out, and they just need a avenue and they need resources of trying to figure out how to navigate ministry and how to actually find balance. So that's what we have been working on for 2025, and even with that, like I said, it's going to be for the public as well. So anybody who may be going through something, whether if it's depression, whether if it's trying to balance life, all together, or even just trying to find someone who actually can actually help you bounce back in life from anything that you're going through, and how to move past your current situation, whether if it's painful situation and trying to figure out what's on the other side of life. That's really for anybody. So that's what we've been working on for 2025.
Awesome. You know, I don't think we have enough of those books, you know, that we have. Mental illness is so rampant that the books that we have, it's just not even touching the surface of the issues that's out here. And they come in so many shapes, forms, and colors that one book may address one thing, another book may address something else. We just have to keep writing these books and putting them out there and encouraging people to pick them up and read them, because I have heard from others. I've heard others say, I read such and such book, and that helped me to get through what I was going through. And we don't know, when we're writing those books, I don't think we even realize that it's not just helping us with our therapy, but it's helping others. There's other people out here that need those books. And so just keep writing them and putting them out there, and we'll continue to encourage people to pick them up and read them. What you got, Bobby?
Hold on.
Drum roll, please.
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh. Wow, that is nice.
All right.
That is, wait a minute. Let me put that on the big screen. Give me a second. Wait a minute. Let's see put it up.
Wow.
Can y'all see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I know my light is all in the way.
No,
that's really good.
That's the Lazarus boy.
Lazarus boy.
Okay.
Yes. Now that's an
and
early.
So is that the first of many editions?
That is an earlier edition. He has several over the years, you know. The background of his story, and I don't want to encroach upon him, but he's my cousin, and so I just believe it's
we put him on the show family. Right now.
If he wasn't working, I don't know if I could get him in. I've already tagged him though, but he may be at work. But he has this character, and it has a really strong moral background, regardless of what it looks like. You know, it's, you know, he's all hooked up and everything, and y'all can see that. But the storyline is what I was always interested in. And so I've always tried to support him. And, you know, not every story fits everybody's taste. But the thing of it is, whatever a story begins out to be doesn't define the journey of that story. So where it began isn't where it was 2 years ago, or, you know, since the pandemic, and now here in 2024, and definitely in 2025, there's something really exciting that I know that he's doing. So I do want to encourage Luther, when you look back at this, you already hear you've got somebody that's going, hey, tell me more about that comic book. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. So
well, Luther has his plug. You're going to have to split that money with us, Bobby. You're going to have to split that money with us.
You need to bring that on right there.
Oh my goodness.
That is so awesome. It truly is.
It is. I want to thank Jay too, because I have been watching him, all the other authors, including Latanya, but I'm just saying with Jay, there are some different things that you've really been shining bright in, as far as business wise on being an author, and also, you know, just your personality. So I want to let you know that you really inspire me to get up and go. This book, Walking on Streets of Gold, is, again, it isn't really the book as much as this is the introduction. So, you know, I'm just glad that my mom's, you know, I'm glad that the vision she had to have her voice out there to talk about issues like racism among Black people, because one is light-skinned and the other one's dark. You know, that wasn't something that you could really talk about either. Sure, there's racism, but racism in the family because somebody's light and the other one's dark, you know, that wasn't something we talk about either. You know, favoritism spawned off of how your complexion is and whether or not you got advantages over your sisters or brothers or cousins and things like that. So,
You know, that stuff wasn't put there by us. It was put there by masters during
yeah.
slavery. And a lot of people don't know that's probably built into a lot of our mixed that problems we have internally. You know, we still carrying that slave mentality. And what we have to do as people is recognize it and pull it out of us. It's not part of us. That was something that was added, you know, to our culture that is horrible, you know.
Sure is. Thank you, Mo, for you know, expounding on that, because that's in this book, Walking on Streets of Gold. So walking on streets of gold is kind of like what you would see as the end goal. You know, she's going on the rest, she's on those streets, but her goal is to say, while I lived, you know, while I lived, I walked on the promises of streets of gold, and that gave me courage to say things that people were offended by, but it was still the truth. And I agree, that's just what you're saying. That was instilled from another race, but then internally, you know, it needs to be exposed so that we can recognize the source where it came from. But also, what do you do about it? Okay, now we know. And she had to talk on that. Yeah, they called me Black Bessie, and that was not a compliment. And yeah, that hindered a lot of opportunities and avenues for me. But then through Christ, I'm not going to preach, but through Christ.
Go ahead, you going?
Hey, preach on, preach. Come on now, preach.
Christ, not the concept of religion, whether or not you've joined per se a church, but to understand that through Christ, he made a covenant. You don't have to say, you know, that I believe in God. God said, I believed in you. So I sent healing for racism. You understand? I sent it. It exists. It's not in politics whether or not we get a law or legislation to approve that God made us free through Christ. So yeah, you have a voice and you can say, look, you don't handle me by the complexion of my skin. I know who I am.
All right.
I know my first name, and it ain't Toby. My name is not Toby. It's not my name. And so in this
you know
book,
what?
Get the book. There's a lot of
that's what I want you to do. Tell everyone where to get the book. We're winding down, so tell us where to get the book.
Right here, Walking on Streets of Gold. You can get it. It's $25. You can cash out me at B Strutchen. That's $BSTRUTCHEN. And you can get it on Amazon. And listen, this is an investment book. When you read it, you're going to hear your own voice in there. It's not a isolated story. None of the things that my mama talked about or unique to her or her generation for that matter. So it's an investment. And I want to thank you in advance for getting your copy.
Get that award-winning book, people, Walking on the Streets of Gold.
Right.
Hey, tell everyone where to get your book, the name of your book, and where to purchase it.
You can get Learn, Release, Walk from Amazon. You can reach out to me through Facebook at author Latanya R. Woodson. And I can set up a time where we can talk. I can autograph you a copy to get it to you. Or you can email me at lrwcoach.life@gmail.com. And then also watch out for my website, Learn, Release, Walk website, where you will be able to get not only Learn, Release, Walk, but also my children's book, What's Up, Romeo? Do Not Talk to Strangers. And I also co-authored a book, and it's called In Celebration of My Womanhood.
All right. Get that award-winning book, people. Learn, Release, Walk. What about you, Jay? Where can we get your book? The name of your book, too, as well.
Okay. Everybody can get a copy of my book on my website, www.jvincent.org. If you like a signed copy, I prefer people to order it that way. This is the book right here, Moving Past Your Pain. Also, if you want to order off Amazon, you can order directly off Amazon as well. On my website, I'm actually letting it go for about $15. If you missed out on Black Friday special, um, I may
What?
reopen that again. But the Black Friday special was if you ordered the workbook and Moving Past Your Pain book, you would have received my previous book, Stepping Into Greatness, for free, as well as one free life coaching session for those that need life coaching.
Oh.
Jay, I'm a black man. I don't never miss out on no Black Friday special. Never.
Yes.
Never.
Right? It's the way of life.
All
right.
What you got, Mo? Let's close it up.
Oh, man, this has been real cool. I can't believe this. I was gone. Gone. This has been
Already.
fun. Lord.
Already.
Lord, it was real tonight, y'all. I enjoyed everybody, and congratulations to everybody on this panel. That is award-winning D.A.G. Arthur.
Yes. I am so proud of all of you guys. So proud of you. Tomorrow we are doing relationship. We didn't do relationship on Monday because we had our authors on. So we will do relationship Thursday. But you guys, we got something in store for you guys every Thursday. Every Thursday for the next 6 weeks. Not tomorrow, starting next week. We will be talking about finances. Look, you got money, you make money, you get money coming through your hands some way, somehow, at some point.
Yep.
Learn what to do with it. We are going to have 2 great financial advisors on here to talk to you about how to make that money work for you, whether you have a little bit or a lot. So join us every Thursday. Join us tomorrow for relationships, but the following Thursday, for the next 6 weeks, they are going to teach you how to grow your money.
Yep.
All right. Thank you all. It's always a pleasure to talk to you all. You guys are so great, so excellent. I am so proud of each and every one of you. Thank you. And you know what? You guys can come back anytime. It don't have to be just for, a day or after a week or two after that. You are always welcome to come back and let us know everything that you're doing. Because like I said, authors do more than just write books, you guys.
Especially if you got some new projects.
That's right. All right. We will see you guys mañana.
See ya, and thank you again.
Good show.
All right. And we are ending the show.